Of course, we are in an epidemic of obesity. So tips like this will really help you. Everybody should be training. Everybody should be going to the gym. Of course, everybody should be eating properly, but it seems the biggest thing getting in people's way is the amount of time they think they need to spend in the gym. And this is one of the reasons why, okay? So have you ever stopped to think, why people do 3 sets of 10? Isn't it kind of bizarre that it's just, a convenient number? 3? Top 3, best 3, first, second, third place, gold, silver, bronze. Interesting how convenient that is. And then 10 repetitions. Why 10? Top 10, best out of 10, on a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, your radar should be going off right there that the numbers are oddly convenient with a lot of other things that we do in life, and that's part of it. But there is some history where this comes from. I've explained this a couple times. I've done some older videos on this, but for the newer people who are watching my videos, this will be a good way to explain this without having to dig deep into all my other videos. Oh, but by the way, guys, I started a private community. It's in an app called Mighty. In this private community, I have all of my good YouTube videos categorized with hashtags. You can find them quickly. I also upload a new video every single day to this app, and you can post your questions. You can post your workouts for reviews. I can review your form and your workouts. You can post diet questions, and I can help you with everything in my app. So it's a great private community, all of like-minded individuals on their journey to get the best physique, health, strength, physical capacity possible. So there's a link in the description for that app. You should join, and we can chat, share ideas, you, me, all the other members. It's going to be a great community, okay? So back to the topic. Where's 3 sets of 10 come from? Well, pretty simple. There's something called the DeLorme-Watkins protocol. So, I'm reading this out of a book called Strength Fitness, Physiological Principles and Training Techniques by Dr. Wayne Westcott. Exercise researcher, brilliant man. He's got a plethora of books. I have quite a few of them. But he outlines where, training frequency comes from, the Loram-Watkins program. I'm going to read you an excerpt from this book to explain this, okay? Here we go. Following World War II, Thomas DeLorme and Arthur Watkins experimented with strength training for purposes of muscle rehabilitation. All right, so first of all, the DeLorme-Watkins protocol doesn't come from bodybuilding. It comes from a rehab background. Their work produced one of the first systematic and progressive weight training programs to receive approval from both the medical and physical education professionals. Although performed under clinical conditions, they obtained excellent results by using 3 sets of 10 repetitions each. Okay, brief background. The first set of 10 repetitions is performed with 50% of the heaviest weight load that can be lifted 10 times and serves as a first level warm-up. Okay, so with the DeLorme-Watkins protocol, 3 sets 10. First set, 50% of 1 rep max or the working load. First level warm-up. Okay. The second set of 10 repetitions is conducted with 75% of the heaviest weight load that can be lifted 10 times and serves as a second level warm-up. Okay, so we got 2 warm-ups. First at 50%, second set warm-up, 75%. Now listen here. The final set of 10 repetitions, the third set, is executed with the heaviest weight load that can be lifted 10 times to muscle failure and is the actual stimulus for strength development. The heaviest weight load that can be lifted 10 times is called the 10 repetition maximum weight load. All right, so let's review this quickly. First set, 50% of the heaviest weight load an individual can do 10 times serves as a warm-up set, the first warm-up set. The second set, the second warm-up set is done with 75% of that weight. The third set, which is the actual stimulus, heaviest weight load the individual can lift 10 times, meaning they attempt 11th and they failure. Okay, this is the DeLorme-Watkins protocol. Now, the way most people do this is not quite like that. The way most people do this is they just arbitrarily select some weight, or potentially they pyramid, and they just do 3 sets of 10. Generally, without any sort of really demanding repetitions, without following this build-up for the third final set that stimulates your muscle. So this is kind of where it comes from. It's a very convenient number. It's very easy to follow. It will, produce some level of muscle and strength improvements in the beginning. But if you're going to follow this approach, you're going to want to follow it like that. There's nothing wrong with doing a couple of warm-up sets, especially if you're doing, more of a skill-based movement like a squat, deadlift, bench press. You're probably going to want to do a couple of practice sets for the neurological reasons. Not really that you're warming up anything. Again, the DeLorme-Watkins protocol was from 1947. It's old. We've learned a lot since then. But that's kind of where the 3 sets of 10 comes from. And the fact that a beginner who has never stimulated their muscles ever will see results from virtually anything that loads their muscles. Generally, people start with this 3 sets of 10 approach. They build some muscle, they build some strength, they feel better. And then since it worked in the beginning, they stick with it forever without ever increasing the demand or the intensity. And this is kind of the problem a lot of people are in. They're going through, 10 exercises, 3 sets of 10, not really ever getting those really demanding high effort reps. Then they get to a point where that doesn't fit into their lifestyle anymore because it takes too much time and they're not seeing the return on their time investment, and then they inevitably give up. But keep in mind, if you're going to strength train, there has to be some point in your set where you are contracting really hard with a lot of effort and a lot of discomfort. And the DeLorme-Watkins approach did include that. The waters just kind of got muddied along the way, and people started just doing it, I have to do 3 sets, I have to do 10 repetitions, and then I move on to the next exercise. It's not how it's supposed to be, okay? So that's where it comes from. But you can save a little bit of time, for most people doing 3 sets of 10. The first and second set were a warm-up. Was there any real physiological reason for this warm-up? Well, DeLorme and Watkins were working with injured, we'll say injured, not really wounded at this point, injured World War II soldiers. So they wanted to properly warm them up to make sure they were ready to go. And they believed those first 2 lower intensity sets did that. We have found now that as long as your repetitions are performed with control and relatively slow repetition cadences, you're reducing shearing forces and they're very safe. So you probably don't need those warm-ups. Again, if you like them, psychologically, they make you feel safer, go for it. But you don't need them. So now we can take this DeLorme-Watkins protocol and trim the fat and end up with a 1 or 2 set protocol that saves you 30 to 60% more time. Okay? So that's what it is. So the belief you need to be performing exercises this way and workouts this way is just false. It's old. It's outdated. But like many sports, many activities, tradition plays a large role, especially in the bodybuilding community. And that's why a lot of people just kind of start doing 3 sets of 10. But you don't need to. Will it work? Yes. It's just very inefficient. Okay, because you don't need to be doing all those warm-up sets for every exercise. Personally, with warm-up sets, I do, 1 warm-up set of the first exercise, mostly for psychological reasons. I don't feel like going in there, hopping in and going to failure. I like to do a lighter set first. Then there's no more warm-ups throughout the workout. It's just 1, maybe 2 sets, depending on how the set was executed, in and out. All right. If you want to learn how to train this way, go to goldenerasystem.com. I've created a program from all the current research and literature that helps you build the best physique you can in as minimal time possible by not doing any of this time-wasting stuff that people used to think was necessary, but we know is not. My Golden Era system shows you how to apply all the latest physiological, evidence-based training principles to get a really good workout with very little time spent in the gym, maybe 2 times a week. All right, goldenerasystem.com for that. If you want my personal help, my personal coaching, click the link in the description and book a call with me. Together, we will transform your physique into the best body you've ever had with as minimal time spent in the gym as possible, okay? And of course, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. Take care, guys.